way over to Wales now for the next carnival, and it's getting very wet and windy. This is the view that we've got on the way there. We've got Dan driving us down. I've got a waterproof poncho on in between my layers, so hopefully it won't go through to my skin. We've parked the van up now and we're walking down towards the car. We've got to walk all the way down the bypass. Hopefully we can get some food on the way down.
We managed to get some in the last burger van before the long walk down to the car.
We've just walked down and the electricians are already starting to get the generator fired up and testing the lights. You can tell I've had some chips. I better sort that out. Nice. Despite the rain, it is actually quite warm. It probably doesn't help that I've got this on underneath, but it will keep me dry when it rains later because it is going to rain. There's no doubt about it. So I'm just going to get this cover off, and then I shouldn't do this holding the camera. Ooh. Gotta get up. We do have a rather large puddle.
I'm going to need to take this cab cover off very carefully.
I'll start moving.
Four. So is there?
Before you take that on.
Once the water is all out of the spinny things, I can attempt to take the cover off.
Alright?
Yeah, can you just grab that side?
Yeah. There's another one. Hang on. Alright. You didn't want that in the seat?
No. There are some carts moving down the bottom, so the first thing I'm going to do is check the oil. That's one thing that definitely has to be done before we start the engine. Can't really see it because I'm very blue, but it's fine. So the next thing that I'm going to do is go around the wheels and just check the wheels and tyres. I did show you this on the North Peloton video, so I'm not going to bore you with it too much. I'm just going to show you a quick walk around, and if you want to see the daily checks, go to the North Peloton video.
Checking around the car is an important part of the driver's routine. Driving the cart in the carnival means that I am responsible for everybody on the cart and all the public watching. So I need to check with the best of my ability that nothing can cause injury to the personnel or the public before we set off. This is a big vehicle and there is lots to check, and some unusual things that you wouldn't find on a normal lorry. So these checks will take some time to complete. Dan, the road crew captain, gets the drivers and the road crew to complete the paperwork before we leave. The lineup here stretches further than we can see, and for the road crew and the personnel, it's quite a long walk down to the cart. This year, we're about 2/3 back in the lineup. The road crew are hard at work, still dealing with a waterlogged cart.
It is 6 o'clock now, so I'm going to get the engine started out.
With that, the heavens open with a biblical amount of rain. We are all trying to get some shelter, but there's just nowhere to go. And with the amount of rain that's coming down, it's just impossible. I need to stand on the seat and sit on the back of the seat to even attempt to try and keep dry. And even then, the rain is coming in on me. Dad passes me a coat to try and cover up the dash as I attempt to layer myself up. When you're driving in the procession and you only have a thin top on, you can get very cold. So I put some ski trousers on with some waterproofs over the top. I need to stay warm, but to do that I also need to stay dry, because if my clothes get too wet, it will just make me cold. I also have nowhere to put my coat or my bag to keep them dry, so I decide to put all the clothes that are in my bag on. I'm worried that if I don't, they're just going to get wet in my bag. So this also means getting my costume on and then layering up over the top. My hoodie is already very damp, and I know that I'm going to need it later on for travelling to Glastonbury, as a bit travelling between carnivals tends to get really cold. I just don't know where to put anything to keep it dry. All my camera equipment is getting wet, and it's almost becoming impossible to deal with. And then this happens. Most people would panic or be on edge, but either there's something wrong with me or I've been in carnival too long. But the good news, I can finally get my coat on, although my coat also seems to be pretty damp. The personnel start to turn up with their raincoats on and bin bags over their headdresses. All of our headdresses this year have been handmade by John Gary, one of our members. I do as much of my makeup as I can at home with what I have in my makeup bag, but Alice finishes it off when we get down to the cart to make me look more like a lion than just having an unusual tasting makeup. And today Alice hasn't needed to bring a bottle of water. Instead, we just use the rainwater dripping off of the cart to soften the makeup ready to be used. As the rain starts to ease, I'm almost ready to drive. I just need to put a few accessories onto my costume to complete the lioness look. All of the accessories are also pretty damp, but I don't think there's any getting away from that now. We've just got to deal with it. It would take a huge amount for a carnival not to go ahead, and rain certainly wouldn't be one of them. We're pretty tough people, and no matter what, we just get on with it. Everyone is here now, ready to go, and it seems like the rain is giving us a little break for a while. With that, it's time to get everybody onto the cart, and everybody is still in high spirits and looking forward to the carnival. This year, our road crew has a new sponsor, Motors Commercials, who are a DAF truck dealership franchise. And I think we all look very smart in our new coats and overalls. Unfortunately, the car is not pulled by a DAF. It is in fact a H-Reg Ford Cargo and only has 361,855 Ks on the clock, which isn't bad for a 35-year-old truck. The truck has been modified for carnival use and wouldn't have come out of the factory like this. I'm not really sure why. The camera switch is called zombie lights, and I've never come across any zombie lights before. The handbrake and gear stick is on my right hand side, which makes it like driving a left hand drive truck, except I am sat in the middle, and the radiator is situated behind the driver's seat. The heated seat has actually stopped working this year. It's lasted for 9 years, which isn't bad for a cheap eBay purchase. The cameras on the cart show the tow bars and down the right and left hand side of the cart. We've got a little fuse board box here, and we have an air horn. Whilst getting the personnel on, the carts have moved up ahead, so the road crew captain comes to the front to get me started. At the front either side, they put their thumbs up, and the road crew that stood on the tow bars and at the back of the cart will put their thumbs up too, and then we know that we can move. However, it seems like we are not safe to move yet. A couple of them run down to see what the problem is. I'm not sure what it was from where I'm sat, but the road crew go through the routine of putting their thumbs up once again, and once everybody's given the all clear, the road crew captain signals to me that I can move and we can be on our way. It's a fair and slow drive down to the start of procession, and when we get there, my first obstacle is a roundabout. Despite the bad weather, the streets are still lined with people, all wrapped up warm in their raincoats and ready to watch the carnival. At about halfway round, I spot Emma, the Queen Bee trucker, and her partner Tommy. When I drive, I can't take videos of the cart myself, so I rely on other people taking videos of the cart coming down the road for me. Emma gets a good video of the cart turning the corner, and of course Sarah being silly. Wales Carnival isn't the easiest one to drive, and just after the rest route is a tricky bit. We need to turn a tight corner whilst going downhill and mounting the pavement to get around the buildings. To make this manoeuvre, we turn the music off so that if there is a problem, we can hear somebody shout. As you can see, they have put sandbags on the edge of the pavement, meaning the truck can dismount the pavement much more smoothly and making it a much smoother ride for the personnel. The road crew watch intently as the cart comes around the corner, and the person on each tow bar gives the signal to the road crew captain that everything is okay on the tow bar. There are a lot of cables on each tow bar, so we don't want any of the Susie's, airlines or cables getting caught up or dragging on the floor as we come round the corner. Once we know that we're round with no problems, we have another little challenge. The road down through the next bit gets very narrow as we head down towards Wells High Street. There are spectators on both sides, and there are also windows and signs on the buildings overhanging the road. This is also where we put the music back on before the next dodgy corner. You can see the end of the cart in front just going around the corner now. As you can see, the windows on the buildings in front jut out, and there is also quite a big camber on this road as we turn the corner. So as I keep a wide sweeping line around the corner to get the cart around, I also need to be aware that the top of the cart will lean towards these buildings. Unfortunately, I have no way of seeing how close I'm getting. I just need to rely on the road crew's guidance. because without them watching, I wouldn't know how close I'm getting. And afterwards, Brycey lets me know how close I got. But from where I'm sat, it felt like a lot further away. You can see here how close the crowd are as we come down Wells High Street. The road crew are watching carefully as the cart comes down through, and I'm watching them carefully for any signals that I might have to stop. We get to the end of procession, which is the same roundabout that we started on. The carnival goes round in a circle, and we will be heading straight on towards Glastonbury for tomorrow night's carnival. But there are a few things that we need to do before we can take the cart over. So once we're round the roundabout, we pull up to the cart in front, as far as we can go, and then we get the personnel off. We also need to shut down the generator and make sure that the cart is okay for travelling. This means getting the fire extinguishers off and tying down any moving parts for security. Whilst this is being done, I make sure that I'm nice and warm for travelling, although everything is feeling quite damp from the rain earlier. One of the marshals comes over and lets me know that I need to stick to the right hand side of the road as I head down. Once everything's packed away and secured and the road crew let me know that it's safe to move, we follow the stream of the other carts heading down. The police officer comes over and lets me know that we'll be heading over in a few minutes. You may have noticed that on this carnival we haven't split down, and this is because between Wells and Glastonbury we run fully trained. There is a full road closure and a police escort over to Glastonbury. The journey is only around 4.5 miles, so it doesn't take long to get there, and the road is pretty good going across. We head around the roundabout and head towards the road that is shut for the Glastonbury Carnival lineup. The marshals tell the road crew van in front where we need to go, and tomorrow night we are in Division 3, and they can radio that through to me to let me know how far down I need to go. We head past all the carts in Division 4, and then when we get down to the back of Division 3, the marshals are stood there with boards waving us in. And then they head down to the back of our cart waiting for the next cart to come in. As we don't need to hitch up, I shut the cart down as it's ready to do Glastonbury Carnival tomorrow night. I get everything out to take home, and I also put the cover on.
We haven't had too many disasters tonight. I think it's been quite smooth, apart from Chris got stuck on the grass with the club van, but Dad couldn't pull him off straight away because he got in the wrong tractor.
He did indeed. And he opened it, the whole world. And he opened it with the wrong key. He sat in there and everything.
We didn't need many of the road crew to bring it over tonight as we came fully trained, so the few of us that are here head home for a good night's sleep.
Said that. Cut you out of my will.
Finally home with a cup of tea and a biscuit. To be fair, it's not too late. We got in about 12:30. I'm quite glad I'm home because everything is damp. I've laid everything out to dry, and hopefully it'll be dry before Glastonbury Carnival tomorrow. If not, I might have to just stick it in the tumble dryer for a bit. Also, I've got home and the results have come in, and I've won Best Dressed Tractor Driver. And I've tied with Hucky Duck, and Baggies came 8th. For some reason, Masqueraders came last, so I'm pretty sure they must have had problems, some description tonight, because their cart is fantastic and they're normally coming above us. Another one that's normally coming above us is Globe, but they were local tonight, so they've come first as local. All in all, it's been a good night, apart from being damp. We're very lucky that it didn't rain on procession, but now we have one more carnival left to go, so 2 more days of carnivaling. Tomorrow night we will do the last procession at Glastonbury, and then Sunday we need to put the cart back into the shed. Thanks for watching.